Hi everyone, I'm Laurel Simpson, the Creative Caledonian. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I started the channel because I wanted to share more of the background processes of what I do and also to share the intuitive style that I've come to. So I did start off learning watercolour and trying to copy exactly what was in front of me and get everything exactly right, every leaf on every branch of every tree, etc. And that was great because it grounded me with some techniques, you know, how to do water, how to do clouds. Landscape is very much my thing. I'm not a building architecture or a people person at that stage. So I started with landscape when I moved up here to Scotland, just so inspiring and so beautiful. Yeah, couldn't resist obviously starting to paint and do that. So I have techniques behind me. I then branched out into branched out into acrylics. So that's a different way of being able to create. I can do layers, I can wipe things out, I can start again completely if I wanted to and go over it all and, you know, relive. And that gives you a freedom as you don't feel like you're wasting paper. So in watercolour, if something goes wrong and not what you want it to be, then that paper's done. Like you could paint over it and then do acrylics on it, but you're not correcting watercolour very easily. So acrylics gives you that freedom to do a whole canvas in colour and then decide that actually you want it in black and white and be able to change that through. So I found using both gave me freedom with my acrylics, which then started to bleed into my watercolour. I wanted to do less realistic, here's a tree, here's the loch, here's the mountains, more the feeling of what those mean to me. So what do I feel like when I'm in that space, that wildness, that just, yeah, human freedom, not constricted by buildings or boundaries or anything else. Which in turn is interesting because then I found in my watercolour, you make less and less mistakes because actually you can let the watercolour do what it's supposed to do, flow with the water, separate, bleed together, create wonderful things that you could not have imagined trying to actually do and put down on paper, just letting the paint do its thing, reflecting on what that looks like. Why did I choose those colours? Why do I love that particular little squiggle that comes off? And then choosing to either make that into something or letting it be and just letting it be kind of an abstract, free-form feeling of what that space felt like. So it's lovely that my acrylic and watercolour practices really have helped each other, driven each other, and I've reached this kind of intuitive painting stage. So quite often I come into my studio, and I know I'm spoiled now because I do have this wonderful big studio to play in. So rather than my spare bedroom, which is very small and vaulted ceilings, you could only stand in the middle and have an easel there, to play. So just really wanted to share that that's where I'm at now. That's what I'm trying to share with whether you're another artist, whether you're just someone interested in art or, you know, loves looking at pretty things. It is about that intuitive process for me. It's a look at all my acrylic paints, pick 3 colours today. What do I feel like? Okay, it's those 3, fine, right. Choose what implement I'm going to use and do with them. Will it be brushes? Will it be my hands? Will it be a scraper? Will it be a pine cone? Will it be grasses from outside? I mean, I really do use nature when I'm creating because, as I said, my inspiration is Scotland. Actually feeling some of Scotland in my hands really does help to push that to the forefront of my paintings, or at least I feel it does for me. Hopefully when you see them, you feel the same. So that's what the channel is here to share. It's here to share processes behind things that I just suddenly fell in love with. So there's one on gold foiling, leafing rather. Oh, got addicted to gold leafing. I just absolutely love it. And I do love a shiny thing anyway. I'm a metallic person. So yeah, that's just fascinating. So it'll be all things from little shorts like the gold leafing one through to kind of bigger processes, which I think one of my long landscapes I did on the website now, but called Highland. That went through 3 different iterations. The first 2 of which I loved painting at the time, but came back to them after only a couple of days and just thought, it's too, either meh, anyone could have painted it, or too bland in its own weirdness, and that's an odd thing to say, but just not right. And that led me to some amazing things. I wanted to paint with my feet. So I used to do ballet as a kid. And I just felt like I wanted that movement, that pointed toe, you know, swishing movement that you get in ballet when you're doing points and things on the floor. So I put the canvas on the floor, and that's exactly what I did. And I wetted the paint and all the things you're not supposed to do with acrylics, watered it down, etc., which eventually led to that feeling of this expanse of space. And if you look on the websites, if you put in the Creative Caledonian, you should come across me. The painting there is called Highland, but it's also on here as, I think, abstract dancing painting or something like that. I can't remember. I'm not very organised in looking things up. So, yeah, please feel free to move around the channel or the website and see what's there. So that's me in a nutshell, here from my studio up in Scotland. I hope you're having a fab day, whatever you're up to. I hope you enjoy the channel. I will keep putting content out there, but I'm not someone that creates content, you know, day on day, week on week. When I'm up here painting, if I remember, I record things. I try to do that because I find it useful for me to look back at what was I doing then. You know, in a couple of years' time, it would be thrilling to me to look back and see what I was doing, where I've changed, where I've moved. And you're always doing that as anything in life. You want to see what your journey was. So this is also kind of a diary for me to just see where I got up to and what I did. If you ever have questions, obviously pop them in the chat. I will respond. Yeah, apart from that, have a great day. Thanks all. Bye.